Yes. Oh, man. You know what? This is not working for me. I've been spending all this time with the tilt front and all the rest of it. How can I put this on? I tried something, it's busted. Patched it with bits of aluminium. Tried something with new indicators. But I don't know. It's not working for me. Off you go. I gotta come up with something else. I need to spend some time in my thinking chair. Let me ponder this for a while. Hey, how's it, Oaks? Welcome back to Rat Rods for Africa. And a special welcome to the new subscribers. Very happy to have you guys on board. So my name is Div de Villiers. I run a small one-man shop in the middle of the forest where I realize rusty dreams. So you get fancy machines that can bend this kind of material, but I live in the forest, and in the time it would take for me to find someone with such a machine and get it done, I might just as well do it my way. So it's not quite fitting the curve yet, so that means I need to just slit, or cut rather, my little slots here a little bit more so that it can curve more. Okay, let's try it again. Just gonna put a clamp here so you can pull it nicely into that corner. So it looks good, it's fitting nicely. So while it's clamped in place, I'm just going to give it tacks now, and then it will hold its shape. Okay, so I've bolted my piece to the fender through some existing holes for now. This means I can take it off and it's remaining firmly in place while I work on it. I want this to follow the profile of the fender. In this area it's not bad, this is pretty straight. Down here the fender does kind of kick in a little bit, so it overhangs. That does not concern me because it ties into the bumper, it will look okay. Up here, obviously, I would like to follow that profile, and there's a point right here where this fender is starting to move in a little bit. So right at that point, I'm going to cut a wedge out of my tubing so I can kick it a little bit so it can follow the line. So if you can see right about there somewhere, the line starts changing. So this needs to move in a little bit. So this cut has allowed me to bend it in a little bit, and now we're following that line. Next is to pick up the corner. It looks to be about there. So far, so good. I'm going to use the one that I've just made off of the fender as the template to make its brother so that the two are exactly the same. I'm just going to tack the other side. A fair bit of welding to be followed by a fair bit of grinding. Now I've just got to do the same thing 3 more times. I tell you, there's a lot of thinking and fitting and clamping and marking and measuring and scribing going on here. But we're getting somewhere. Jeez, what a mission. Are you still there? Sure. Maybe I should have taken up fishing or something. It is much easier pastime. Well, anyway, I got all 4 done. Happy with that. Oh, and I must say, this drum sander bit in a drill, awesome for doing this kind of thing. Well, I never claimed to be a hotshot welder, but I think I'm pretty good with a grinder. What do you think? No, if my wife sees me now with my cap backwards, she'll probably say I've got a midlife crisis. But I'm in the workshop where no one can see me, so who cares? Oh shit, you can, eh? Listen, what makes you think I like baby clamps, eh? I don't know how I would do this job without these little clamps, but freaking hell, I got my piece too short. Bummer. So I'm gonna, when I fine-tune everything now, yeah, didn't work out. So I'm gonna have to take it off and add a little piece. Luckily with steel, you can add. Just weld it back on, although it's a pain in the ass. Now I've got it fitting properly. Okay, I need to make a piece for here still. I'm going to use the cut-off piece that came out of here, this one. And I'm just going to roughly mark the angles. And then rough cut it quickly and then we can try it. Oh, that should be fine. Let me go cut it. Bam! Perfect fit. Isn't YouTube just a magical place where everything happens immediately? In reality, I walked up and down probably 10 times, trimming, fitting, trying until I got it to fit. Okay, so it's important for me that it sits nice and flush. So I've just tacked on these 2 bits of flat bar. So that'll help me to locate it nicely when I know it's flush. Now I can just quickly give it a tack. One up here. I think now I can cut this off as well. Okay, cool. So I've done as much welding as I could. I did it in small steps to minimize warping. And this side, that side, this side, that side, little bit. I've still got a little bit of welding on the back end to do, but it's pretty much together, so I can take it off now. Got to weld up all these joints on the back side now. I'm going to do the same thing, a little bit of welding on this side, then I go to the other side, a little bit of welding on that side, and so I'll jump to and fro just to minimize warping. So I need to cap the end of this tube here, and in order to get it to be nice and flush, I've undercut it a little bit here by the thickness of the plate that I'm gonna put in here. And now the plate, if I position it carefully and feel it there with my filthy fingers, is flush. Just gonna tack it. There we go, that's lined up. Now I can just cut this piece off. There we go, now I can just weld it up and then grind it nicely. Yes, what a mission to get this thing welded up and grind it and fit it and done. And now I've still got to fit, I don't know how many, a whole bunch of these little guys. Something like that. Oh well, they say persistence is key, so persist I shall.